My 26F friend, 23F, injured my eye and I lost half my vision. How do I continue this friendship? I'm 26F, in dental school right now and my friends and I went to play badminton at school. I was with one partner and we were playing really well. Then we wanted to rotate partners so I got paired with a girl, I'll call her Dana. She doesn't really play sports but it seemed like she really wanted to be my partner. So I said sure. While playing, we bumped into each other a lot. I don't think she's very good at sports. When I called on the birdie she would still go for it. Long story short, we collided once more but this time she swung her racket directly on my eye. I lost my vision for 2 hours and I went to the ER. It was just gray, nothing else, but she was laughing the entire time. I feel like it was nervous laughter. I tried to stay calm and positive just because all my friends were there. We're also going to be in the same class for the next 4 years and I didn't want to create tension. Either way I noticed the entire time she was just laughing. She went to the ER with me but she was still kinda nervously laughing. I had to go to the ophthalmologist next morning at 8 a.m. and the tests they did on me were uncomfortable and painful. It made me think about how I'm spending the one day during dental school where I could have taken a break. Instead I spent it there and I was dilated that I couldn't study the entire day. Everything was blurry for about 7 hours. Doctors said I have damage on my retina and some bleeding in the back of my eye. My vision should return in 1-4 months, but there's a risk this vision loss could be permanent. And then there was a get-together with the same friends and she was there. She was laughing the entire time again and joked about my eye too. She doesn't seem to understand the severity of the situation and it irks me. Now I want to ask her for compensation. Cover all my Uber fees going to and from the hospital. And my optometry APPT fees. I didn't go to class today because my eye didn't feel great and I didn't want to see her face either. Today she went for sushi with our classmates and I saw the group photo and she's smiling so widely, it bothers me even more. I don't really know how to handle this situation. I don't want to create drama or tension. I also don't want to affect my relationships with my other friends in our friend group. But I'm fucking pissed, man. And scared that this could be permanent. How do I continue this friendship? I don't know how to handle this. I don't think her parents know either. I didn't tell my parents because they're going on a Europe trip and I don't want to worry them when they finally got a vacation. I just feel stuck. Too long did not read. My friend from school hit her badminton racket in my eye and I lost half of my vision. I want her to compensate. And I also don't know how to continue this friendship without feeling bitter. Before you blow things up, speak to her and let her know the severity of the situation. I know you're upset but speak calmly and rationally, request compensation. If you're concerned about how she may react, maybe ask for a third, unbiased person to be there. If she gives you trouble then spend money on professionals. Hi there, from a person with vision in only one eye because I lost my left one to cancer when I was a baby. If it is permanent, I promise you can live a long, happy life with vision in one eye. The adjustment period will suck, that I've heard from people who lost it later in life. But I drive, snowboard, play tennis, do Krav Maga, just passed my first belt test, and generally live my everyday with one just fine. Rooting for you to get your sight back, but please know all hope isn't lost if you don't. P.S. I'm 35 now. Sue her and forget the acquaintance. She's no friend. Maybe she'll think and learn and stop being mindless. She is responsible for your loss of vision and all medical bills and any future expenses and problems due to this. Sometimes in life you just need to take care of yourself. Have you told her about the severity of the situation? If so, then she doesn't care and isn't worth your friendship. Even if she doesn't know right now and you tell her about how severe the situation is and how it's not okay, it doesn't mean you have to continue with being her friend. Also, she should be paying for the medical expenses. It's her fault. Editing to add. Also, tell her you could be permanently blind in one eye because of her and it's nothing to joke about. Charging someone for costs incurred due to a sports accident is usually reliant on you being able to prove negligence, or having an insurance policy to claim against. As neither is the case, if you have a problem with her behavior, why not simply try telling her this? Did you make her aware of the severity of the injury? I get the feeling you're upset at her lack of concern, and I understand, especially if she knows how bad things are. How can I navigate my 32F husband's 34M eating habits? I'm curled up on the floor of my bathroom and I've realized I've hit a breaking point. I just finished a 28-hour shift, so I apologize if this is incomprehensible. My 32F husband, 34M, has always been a big eater. He's a big gym goer, so him consuming an upwards of 9-10k calories a day has always been his norm. His parents even said it nearly bankrupted their family trying to feed him through puberty. He's still very lean. It's never caused issues until I started residency. We share groceries, and on my days off we try and get out to the grocery store together for a big grocery run. Unfortunately, due to a hospitalization as a child caused by a major food handling issue in my school, me and almost 100 other students were hospitalized. I am working through strong aversions to unsafe foods. I'm working with a psychiatrist about it, and have been since I was a child, and have my safe foods, which are generally dry pantry goods or very specific items otherwise. We buy huge quantities, our grocery bill works out to be about $1,000 per month. We don't have kids. Recently, all of this food has been disappearing within 5-6 days. He drinks about a gallon of milk a day, half a box of cereal, an entire package of chicken, multiple large tubs of yogurt and entire blocks of cheese. This doesn't even include his midnight snacks. This is one day. I can sometimes get in a bite or two of the food I bought before I find the empty packages in the pantry the next day. It's almost insult to injury that he puts the empty packages back instead of in the garbage. It's not uncommon I come home to an empty fridge most days. I'm too exhausted coming home to even bother ordering takeout. I've fallen asleep too many times on the couch just to wake up the next day with the food untouched on the front doormat. My only saving grace is that my residency program pays for meals while we're on shift, so at least I get 2/3 meals a day at the hospital, that is, if I have a chance to eat on shift. I begged my husband to get seen by a doctor. I was concerned about a thyroid issue, an eating disorder, or even insane diagnoses like Prader-Willi. And he dragged his feet before inevitably going. Nothing awry with his lab work by any means, which totally stunned me. He hasn't gained any weight. He isn't binging and purging, at least from what he's told me, and he doesn't display any signs that he would be purging. I asked if he felt upset or stressed with my long work hours. I work around 80 hours a week, and he said he was coping fine. The biggest issue I'm facing is that I'm constantly coming home to an empty fridge cabinet. The best I can do is ketchup with salt and pepper because of how efficiently he clears out any food item. He has tried to cook for me in the past but gets fidgety waiting for me to come home. The most recent example I have is him preparing 2 large pans of lasagna. He ate it all in one sitting before I even got home. Even groceries I explicitly bought for myself and my husband knows are my safe foods get eaten because he forgot, or thought I wouldn't eat them anyways. He does have severe ADHD. He is getting medicated, so the forgetfulness I can sometimes forgive, but I have even started designating specific shelves, drawers to be mine, or putting up signs on food I want to be saved. It doesn't stop him. I just want to be able to have a snack when I get home without wondering if the cabinet will be empty. My next step was to look at putting a fridge in our basement with a lock so I have my own safe stash of food, but I shouldn't have to go down that extreme. I seriously wonder if a locked fridge would even deter him. I'm at a total impasse of what to do now. I've asked my colleagues both for medical and personal advice, and they've expressed concerns that he's doing this maliciously if we can't find a reason otherwise. He's been the light of my life and is a fantastic partner in so many ways outside of the food situation, so I'm at a loss. But coming home today to find the 1 bag of veggie straws I asked him to save for me gone just broke me. He doesn't give a shit about you and doesn't care that you suffer when his choices result in you starving. He's ADHD, he's this, he's that. Waiting for the actual ADHD Redditors to come in and say they don't starve their partners due to their neurodivergence. Edit. Thank you all for chiming in and confirming that neurodivergence doesn't make you, or your spouse, or your kid, an asshole. I agree with you coworkers that there is an element of malicious there. He would be a medical marvel to be able to eat that much and remain thin. Honestly, I would leave. This isn't normal. Dude has to have fucking parasites, or a serious mental issue, or is binging somehow. My ex was like this. Perfectly lean and muscled body. I got to the point that I was making him something to eat every hour. My whole life revolved around shopping for his food, making his food, planning for the next meal. It was exhausting. It was awful. This is not the life you want. It's not sustainable. And he doesn't care about you the way you care for him. There seems to be 2 issues. That amount of food is fucking obscene. That's like running a marathon across the Antarctic in your pants level of calorie consumption. His lack of respect for you. There is absolutely no good reason why someone needs to eat 2 trays of lasagna and can't have the mindfulness to leave you a single slice. Come on. If this is clearly affecting you both physically and mentally, and he's not taking this seriously, it's not a small problem, it's a big one that you should maybe speak to a professional about. And if he needs 10k calories a day? Buy some high-calorie protein shake like a normal person instead of eating enough lasagna for a multiple-wife Mormon family, for fuck's sake. I have ADHD and have never starved my partner. Please reconsider this relationship. Cuckolding boyfriend, 34M, and I'm 27F. It's too much for me to handle his wants. How to navigate? Hi, so as the title goes, I am stressed with how my boyfriend really wants to cuckold. We're new in relationship, like going 3 months on 6th, but knew each other since 2021. I liked him so much in the beginning. He's calm, soft-spoken and willing to do everything for me. But as time goes by, when we having S3X he always do talking like, you look good when fuck 3D with two guys, flirt with anyone, I get turned on. There's even a time that I had randomly chatted a guy because he insisted and forced me while we doing S3X. I was embarrassed after because the guy replied and assumed he's my type. My boyfriend would just let them. Don't think about. I can't even count how many times he asked for a threesome. I had opened this up several times to him that I don't like him doing that. It's insulting and gross for me. I had only one previous relationship and it was long term. We've been together for 9 long years. And this is just my second relationship. So it's really new for me. IDK, but I'm turned off when he's doing this. He won't even let me travel by myself. I seriously don't know what to do. Sigh. It's only been 3 months. Flush this one and try again. Don't ever do anything you don't want to do. Ever. If you don't like it then don't do it. For me, cuckolding is a huge turnoff and I would not want to introduce strangers into my bedroom. I would absolutely reconsider this relationship if I were you. He forced you to talk to a guy while having S3X? The words force and sex should never be in the same sentence. You need to get out. Honestly, I'm not optimistic about your prospects with this guy. He's 34, so he's probably fairly set in his ways and won't change. But if you want to discuss this with him, at a neutral time, aka you're both in a decent mood, not about to have just had sex, etc., I'd say something like, I don't like it when you talk about me having sex with other people. I'm not interested in exploring that at all. Please stop bringing it up. If he protests, just reiterate that it makes you uncomfortable. If he keeps bringing it up, gets mad, etc., you should really rethink the relationship. Edit. I just saw where you said he doesn't let you travel alone. Girl, run. Run far and fast. His wants aren't above your needs. You don't feel safe with him and this is a new relationship. Not worth it. It's time to make this short-term relationship history. He's showing his true colors and showing total disrespect for you. Say goodbye. 40F, caught my man, 36M, paying for private cam shows. What do I do? I am devastated. I am, 40F, pregnant with our first child and caught my boyfriend, 36M, paying for private cam shows online. We have been together over 2 years, living together more than 1 year. Gut instinct was, it's over. It's too disgusting to me, and no trust left. I've constantly been the one, waiting for him to want to have sex in our relationship. And he has instead chosen to pay someone else. I don't want to leave him. I am stuck with feeling I just want it not to be true. And feel like I am not gonna leave him due to the pregnancy, but also, it doesn't feel right, I think, to stay, for the child. My brain feels broken from the anxiety and sorrow. Feels like I can't think. What should I do? If you've already been waiting to have sex and he makes that aspect of your relationship difficult and your gut tells you it's over, then it's over. Figuring out co-parenting will be difficult, it always is. But you can force yourself to stay, it'll only end up worse. Listen to your gut, it's over. If you stay, it will eat you alive that he chooses them over you. At least that was my experience. Heartbreak. I just wanted to jump in to say please ignore all the people who are trying to shame you for various reasons related to your age. That's really messed up. 50, 60, 70, 80-year-olds don't know what to do in every situation. We're all just little kids inside, especially when we're in pain. We're all human beings, we learn different things at different points in life, and we all need help sometimes. Come on, people, you're hurting. My heart goes out to you right now. I do agree about leaving him. I'm so sorry, but it sounds like he's checked out. Try not to attach any fears, anxiety to a prospective departure. It is not worth staying in a miserable situation for a child. What you want to do is model healthy behavior to your baby. Big hugs, people hugging. A child is better off with one happy parent than 2 miserable parents. Especially if one of them is cheating on his pregnant wife and spending money for PRN instead of his family. Same thing happened to me, minus the pregnancy, and he went to therapy and we worked it out. I'd be lying if I said I trust him fully now and that things are like they used to be. I see him differently now and it really sucks. I love him but I'm still hurt. Sorry that's my little 2 cents. I think you should always follow your gut instincts. I know it's hard, especially considering you're pregnant. However, it would probably be best for your mental health, which would be better for a healthy pregnancy, to leave. Perhaps stay with family so you have support. That's what you need, is support. Sorry it's not coming from the person that you should be getting support from right now. Hugs.